This video is intended to be viewed by adult toy collectors and may contain questionable content and language. Viewer discretion is recommended. I make these videos for your enjoyment as well as my own. Greetings, Quentin-Rom here, and today I'm going to take a look at the Transformers masterpiece, Rodimus Prime, and his targetmaster, Offshoot. And here is Rodimus Prime in his vehicle mode. And this is the version that's the vehicle only and does not have this trailer component. Take a quick look around and ignore my fingers on the corner of the turntable. You got some nice paint flames and this Autobot logo. Little clear plastic headlights. And he has soft rubber tires. Nice beautiful chrome exhausts. And this yellow tail fin, some orange colored thrusters in the back, looking very nice. Got this futuristic car windows, and to open his windows, just pop that up. Let's take a look inside. And inside you can see the beautifully detailed seats and a steering console. All the little nifty interior buttons and controls. And I see my little Star Wars Stormtrooper from the Michael Squadron series. Fits in there kind of snugly. And he does not come included with this figure. He's sold separately. And opening up the hood, or the bonnet, as some would say, you can see the inside, some little details. And this is where this small little matrix of leadership can fit inside. Just like so. And of course the hood can close, fit it inside. And if you pick up this little tab on the engine, which does have some flexibility, you can stick any of his weapons that he comes included with, like his little blaster, or his secondary blaster. And you can also, by flipping this little switch on this targetmaster version. Hold on. Okay, yeah, this little tab forward and this one up, and it slots in there nice and snugly. Kind of cool. And apparently also one of my little energon cubes can fit nice and securely inside. Also not included. Here's a nice look at them in car mode from above. And from underneath, he's obviously a jumbled mess of a robot. It is a very cool little vehicle. However, the only real thing that I didn't really care for is that these tabs don't stay in all the time. And this little piece here apparently doesn't go up high enough to avoid scraping on the ground. And these things are all loose and floppy. But otherwise, it's a fairly decent vehicle. And now I'm going to take a closer look at all his little parts, and then we can see what happens afterwards. First of his accessories is this little spinny saw blade that he will hold in his hand. And he has this little welding torch where you can pretend it's a gas can or maybe his little Slurpee drink. He's got his little teeny tiny little matrix. And he also has this larger matrix of leadership with the nice clear blue plastic and is identical on both sides. And he can split it apart, get some nice little details. Very cool. And here's one of his little blasters. Which can open up. It's all spring loaded. Here's his other blaster. Somewhat spring loaded. Except it's a little more snug. And these two blasters can combine by pressing them together. Until it locks. There we go. Doing so causes the wings to open. Very nice weapon. Little rifle. And then they separate and return back to normal. And of course he also comes with Offshoot, his little target master. Nice painted details. Got alternate different handles. And here's the Target Master Offshoot, all transformed into his robot mode. Lots of nice detailing. He's got his little cannon blasters strapped to his back. Nice red painted kneecaps in silver. Got his little Autobot logo on his chest. Nice little red visor. Silver face. A very cool little robot. And he's got some nice posability. Elbow bends. Got a shoulder bend and rotation. Got lots of leg and knee rotations. And his head can turn. Very awesome little robot. And here is Offshoot with a G1 Target Master, which I believe is Crosshair, which would be Pinpointer's Target Master. And the two Target Masters transformed into their weapon modes. And here's the Transformers Masterpiece Rodimus Prime in his robot mode. Get a look at his face. Got his little blue eyes. Kind of moving on down. Okay, and let's take a look. He's got a little head swivel. Can look way down on himself. Got ratchety arms. Arms got some nice turning and posability. And his hands. He's got 4 fingers that are permanently stuck together. You can swivel his hand, move his thumb. You can make a fist. You can make a nice slap hand. He can shoot himself in the back of the hand. He's got a nice waist that can spin around. He's got a little flap in front, bend his legs all the way up, or all the way back. So back flap. Can spread them out. Got a double knee bend and a ratchet. And his feet are go forward, back, kind of turn inward a little bit. Got some decent posability, and his backpack often falls apart and separates and doesn't like to stay together. Makes him kind of back heavy. A little awkward to try to pose and play with, but and now let's see what his accessories can do for him. Alright. Get his hand out and flip that around. Make sure he's in a fist. Of course, it'd be kind of hard to get his thumb to work properly. And you got this little thing, which you can hold this little accessory. You can hold this little saw blade, kind of pop it in a little slot, and it can spin. Just a little extra thing you can do. Yeah, I had to get this started off camera, but he can hold this matrix and you can spread it apart. And it doesn't really hang on to it very tightly. It's kind of a loose fit. And then you can stick a smaller matrix in his chest, and his back is completely separated again. Yeah, not the best, but he's fairly decent. And get a close up again at his face, and you can actually change his face to his younger hot rod face, which I think looks a lot better. And supposedly grabbing his ears and turning forward, you can turn his visor down, but it is very hard to do. I usually have to grab a little tiny little screwdriver and kind of stick it up in there just to try to pry it down. There we go. And you got hot rod with this cool shades. In my opinion, that is his best feature. And that little slot in his hand is for holding his weapons. Get his thumb behind there and wrap his fingers around, and he can hold his little weapon decently. There's that rifle. Blaster. And there's this blaster. And here he is with the combined blasters, the rifle weapon. And here he is holding his targetmaster partner, Offshoot. And he can hold his weapons in both hands. And one final thing about him, this little spoiler thing can go slightly up or slightly down, and it can go slightly down, slightly up. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference, but it's something that can be done. And for our size comparison time, here he is with his targetmaster partner in his little robot mode, sitting nicely on his arm. Here he is with G1 Autobot targetmaster. And here he is sized up with the War for Cybertron Kingdom Commander Rodimus Prime. And a Studio Series 86 movie Hotshot. And here's a little teeny tiny Vegeta, sized up very nicely in his hand. And one Energon Cube. And that is the Transformers masterpiece Rodimus Prime and his Target Master partner Offshoot and all the accessories. Let me know what you think. And till the next video. And thank you for watching. This has been a Quentin-Rom video production. Feel free to comment, subscribe, like, share with your friends. And always remember, be nice to your toys. Till the next video, have a wonderful day, night, evening,